these guys are fighting pretty close right now. 17 of Christian Budd managing to hold on, and now they're going to have to deal with the 38 of Thomas Harmon, who's going to make it 3 wide on the inside. They've gotten the 17 of Christian Budd clear, and now Thomas fighting for the lead, giving a little bit of a bump there to Gerald West. Gerald rolling with the punches. They're going 3 wide again, coming off of turn 4. This can be a little bit of a sticky situation, especially if you're the car in the middle. Gotta make sure you give enough space to both the cars around you. And this is absolutely incredible that these guys are still 3 wide. Oh, and Thomas Harmon has gotten loose. Can he save it? He can. Well done, Thomas Harmon. But that... What's up, guys? Welcome to the Aussie Sim Commentator channel, and welcome to the Racers Will Race at the Glen, here live and exclusive on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel from the iconic Watkins Glen International Race Circuit. And what a combination of cars we have here for the race this evening. This will be a post-recorded race. So the race has actually already happened. That's why you're seeing the results that you're seeing up in the ticker. And yeah, unfortunately, there's not much we can do about that. Oh, Jaron Sanchez, the middle of traffic there, causing a bit of a kerfuffle. So we're here at the Watkins Glen in the ARCA cars, and it should be an absolutely crazy race. I don't know who won. I don't know anything. I woke up late and I couldn't do the broadcast live. So here we are with the replay provided by league owner and operator Jaron Sanchez. So if cars go missing at any point of the track, hashtag blame Jaron. Now it looks like some of my overlays not quite working at the moment. Got to get that fixed up so they do. Look at you, Race Labs relative. Frank Isaacson and Mark Pentecoff on screen right now. Looks like they're going to be 17th and 20th respectively in practice. Looking like we're going to have 20 cars in this field for the race. Strength of field 1426. You've got to remember, this takes the I rating from their road license. So all the license requirements in this one done via road license. Christian Budd with a 1400 D-Class road license, a 2.36 safety rating. Of course, Sean Peachin there getting it all kinds of wrong. Now, these cars are very loose around here at the Watkins Glen International Circuit, especially going up through the S's. We did a little bit of practice the day previous to this, and yeah, the S's, very sketchy, especially in the early laps on these tyres. We see Jaron Sanchez there getting loose. Sean Peachin showing us how loose it can get, doing a full 360 there in the S's. Jaron Sanchez running wide in the bus stop, getting into the grass. We've got Michael Watkins on screen in the Yeet car. He's going to try and yeet himself into a decent position here. It looks like he's going to practice P2 here tonight. So Michael Watkins looking pretty good for a decent qualifying effort. Well, Mark Pentecoff there in the back, just going slow. Behind Michael was a 60 of Kyle Kraus. We're looking at the 15 of Ken Campbell. We've also got the 33 of Matt Horton running an 88 scheme. We would normally see the 33 scheme on his car, but because this is a replay, it's showing us the 88. Just to make things a little bit more difficult for me. Because that's just the way iRacing likes it. We've also got a new time slot for this race, with it being the first race of daylight savings in the USA. It's still race start at midnight Eastern, but for everywhere else, including myself, it is an hour earlier. So practice opened up at 5 to 11 in the morning for me, and the race started at 12. So I'm exactly 12 hours ahead of the East Coast USA. If you're in Arizona, the time changed for you as well. The race time is an hour earlier. But for everywhere else in the US that still does daylight savings, and there's no change at all. See the 24 Frank Isaacson come out of the pits behind Michael Watkins. Ooh, Michael getting into the grass there a little bit coming out of the S's. Trying to maximize his exit so the car doesn't break loose on him. Blows the car nicely through the bus stop. Now we're looking at Jaron Sanchez just in front of him, Mark Pentecoff, as they're coming up to the bus stop now. Sanchez with a slightly better run through it. Sean Peachin, oh! Gave a little bit of a tap to Kyle Kraus. We've got some action happening outside of the carousel as well. Sort of 24 of Frank Isaacson in that one. Lots of damaged cars all over the place. See, who is actually our highest I rating road driver? Having a look at the standings I've got, it looks like our highest I rating road driver is actually the 57 of Tommy Bordeaux. Looks like he's going to be 5th here for practice, a 44.20 on road. A-class 2.43 license. And no one else is even close to him as far as I rating is concerned. Our next highest I rating, having a quick scan through, is going to be James Watson in the 39 car, 1916 I rating, A-class 3.73. So there you go, there's that one. We've got Corey Williamson and Sean Peachin on screen. And there was a little bit of a debate before this race today on whether we're going to do a standing start or a rolling start. For the practice race, we did a standing start, and it was a pretty good start, honestly. I participated in that race. We had about 14 people show up, maybe 12. And I went from 10th to 3rd in just the start alone. So guys could learn to practice a little bit on their starts. But we ultimately decided upon doing a rolling start. We're going to give these guys a trust as Corey Williamson gets it wrong coming out of the S's. Goes for a spin. Yeah, we've decided on doing a rolling start for this race. We trust these guys enough that they're not going to absolutely bend the entire field into turn 1. The Penticuff, Isaacson, and I think that is the 12 of Matt Burgess behind them as well. Frank getting right onto the curb. Mark getting pushed out wide there. Burgess taking the advantage. Gotten in behind Frank now. The one thing surprising is I haven't seen anyone actually practicing a pit entry yet. Frank and Matt driving very hard there through the S's. They're both pushing the limit. Neither of them even look like getting loose. Frank taking a slightly defensive line. Matt thought about it for a second but couldn't pull off the move. Frank with a big arc into the carousel. And it's actually working. He's pulling away here from Matt Burgess. Now we see the 4 of Jones Sanchez, who's coming up behind the 15 of Ken Campbell. Oh, Frank's gone wide and into the grass. Oh, just tapping both walls and spin. So here is the battle again between the 4 of Sanchez and the 15 of Ken Campbell. They both go very nicely through the bus stop. Oh, Ken goes wide. And Jaron just slips up underneath him. In the background there is also the 39 of James Watson. And Sanchez goes around. He found a tyre barrier there in between the 2 corners. 69 of Pigeon. Who now has Travis Massey on his tail. They got Michael Watkins just up ahead. Oh, Travis going very wide coming through the S's there. Couple of people blinking out and going wide there. The second to last corner. Oh, the 50 of Christian Budd just made a mistake. He reckons he's not much of a road racer. He has put it on top by over half a second. Telling little tattletales. There's 24 Frank Isaacson going around in the S's. I was just about to start talking about Matt Horton and Frank went around. Oh, Michael Watkins coming out of the bus stop is absolutely flouted at exit wall. That was a serious whack. The 13 and the 69 on screen. Behind them by a fair distance is Christian Budd in the 50. And it looked like Peachin just got in onto the grass there. Oh, and Frank getting it wrong in the carousel. Went too low, got into the grass a little bit, sideways. Another thing with road course racing too, guys, is there's going to be no full course cautions. It's only local cautions that will be available to us here in this race. So it's definitely going to be a race of skill and strategy. Strategy that comes into play is managing your fuel and your tyres. And the skill is just go fast without wearing your tyres. And not crashing. Not crashing is a big one. Oh, Kyle Kraus. Big time into the fence in the S's. As you see, the 36 of Watkins all over the back. The 24 of Isaacson. There's Christian Budd just looming in behind Matt Horton. Horton here's a who, and that who is Christian Budd. Oh, Horton got into the grass a little bit. He's driving hard, trying to keep Christian behind him. Christian with the inside move into the bus stop. Ah, iRacing. Oh, and they've crashed. All right, we've got to see what happened here. Oh, I've done a thing apparently. I don't know what the thing is that I've done, but I've done a thing. And I've completely put it back to the start of the session. So, we're going to start proceedings for qualifying right now, guys. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to have the grid for the racers will race at the Glen Live and exclusive here on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel from the Watkins Glen International Race Circuit. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we're back and it's time to get ready to go racing here for the Racers Will Race at the Glen here on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel. On the pole we're going to have the 50 car of Christian Budd. On his outside will be the 36 of Michael Watkins. Then we are going to have the 22 car of Gary Waterworth. On his outside will be the 57 of Tommy Bordeaux. What a qualifying effort from Tommy. P5 will be the 33 of Matt Horton, P6 the 60 of Kyle Kraus, P7 will be the 23 of John Lazelle, P8 of Chris Champo, P9 the 38 of Thomas Harmon, P10 the 39 of James Watson, P11 will be the 13 of Travis Massier, P12 Ken Campbell on the 15, and we've got Matt Burgess, Sean Peachin, Joseph Weaver, Frank Isaacson, Mark Pentecoff, Jonas Marquez, Jaron Sanchez and Corey Williamson wrapping up the end. Jonas Marquez, Sanchez and Williamson not setting times. So we'll be getting ready to go here in a second. As I said, one rolling pace lap before we get into the race here. It looks like things are getting a little bit shifty in the replay here. Or whether that was me or Jaron. I'd have to assume it was Jaron. Hashtag blame Jaron. Michael Watkins trying to make himself known there on the start to the 50 of Christian Budd. And you know what? Let's actually watch this start out of the gearbox of Christian. Remember guys, the first start will be on green. All subsequent restarts will be on the leader. Although there will be no restarts because we've got no full course cautions. This is the only time we're going to be able to use this camera in this capacity. Pace car is in. And we're off and racing here for the Racers Will Race at the Glen. And already, look at that lead that the 50 of Christian Budd has amassed. We're going to start going through some of the positional changes here that we're going to see. Already focusing on crashes. At the 57 of Tommy Bordeaux running very wide there going through turn 1. Slides back to 5th just behind the 23 of John Lazelle. So far no one getting caught out by the slickness of the S's on the first lap here. Looks like everyone made it through. Yes, indeed, everyone has made it through nicely and calmly. At the front of the field, we do have the 50 of Christian Budd, and he's already gotten out to nearly a 2-second gap over Gary Waterworth in the 22 car. But Waterworth not having it all his own way. You can see the 36 of Michael Watkins right there on his tail in the Yeet car, and to the inside he goes in turn 1, very deep under brakes. He got the car stopped in time and continues on in P2. Got Matt Horton sitting there in 4th as well. Good result so far for Matt. Let's see if he can hold on to that. John Lazelle in 5th. Tommy Bordeaux has slid back to P6. So not the greatest of starts there for our most experienced road racer on the track. as this glitching is getting worse by the looks of things. Oh, Tommy Bordeaux, like he was trying to get a move going on Lizelle, got a little bit sideways there. And I think something happened to the floor of Jaron Sanchez. And indeed something has. Let's back this up. See what unfolded for Jaron coming out of the carousel for the second time. Got Isaacson in front of him, and he's got Marquez behind. He's on the curb. I think he's just going to get it loose all by himself here. He does his sideways. Does he hold on to the sideways, or does he lose it? Oh, just into the wall. He's got a little bit of right side damage there as well, possibly getting into one of the walls in the S's as well. He backs it up and gets it going again. There is the 57 of Tommy Bordeaux trying to make a move on Lizelle. Not going to work for him this time. The 88 of Matt Horton is there as well. He is actually looking to swap to the 88 once Jonathan Hernandez has relinquished his number. Hernandez, a long-time racer here in the Output Racing League, unfortunately unable to race with us on the Tuesday nights at the moment due to work. So Matt Horton still the 33, but looking to take that 88. Just behind Horton is the 23 of John Lizelle. In the Menards car on his tail is the 57 of Tommy Bordeaux, who was almost looking at making a move there into the final corner. Thinking better of it as we continue on now. And the move into turn one is on for Tommy Bordeaux. Deep in under brakes. Taking all the curb on the inside there, all the curb on the outside. Use that outside curb as a speedway berm. Is exactly what he did. And that is Tommy Bordeaux back up into P5 now. Oh no, Tommy Bordeaux's gone off. He's hit the fence. Oh no, John Lizelle's caught up in that. I think Thomas Harmon caught up in that as well. Tyres have gone flying in each every direction. Tommy Bordeaux with severe damage. He's going to have to come get that fixed. I think Thomas Harmon is still running. Unfortunately, John Lizelle out. I think we got the 39 of... Is that the 39? No, that's the 69. Sean Peachin also in the pits. Possibly caught up in something there as well. See Tommy trying to nurse that car back to the pits. He's there. Just cut across the track. Luckily to not get collected through there by Watson. Actually, no, it wasn't Watson. That was Sean Campbell. Not Sean Campbell. Oh, Ken Campbell. Words are hard. Even harder when you're doing this by yourself. Don't have anyone to blame but yourself. There's Joseph Weaver in the 26 car. He's currently in P9 after all the shenanigans ahead of him. Behind him, Travis Massier holding on to a top 10. Hell yeah, Travis Massier in the 13 car. Joseph Weaver now diving it down into turn 1 behind Ken Campbell and in front of Travis Massier. These guys are 8th, 9th and 10th. But the 38 of Thomas Harmon has finally brought his car back into the pits. Oh no! Weaver has gone around and he manages to keep the car rolling. Evasive action taken by Isaacson and Marquez. Weaver is still going, managed to keep it off the wall. Well done, Weaver. Unfortunately, that means that he's dropped now down to 12th, possibly 13th. We'll see if Chris Champeau can get around him here. Weaver staying wide and allowing Champeau underneath. That's some top sportsmanship right there. Now we're back up with Frank and Jonas. These guys battling for 10th and 11th now. 22 of Gary Waterworth, currently P3. Trying to stalk Michael Watkins going up through the S's. And Christian Budd has a 7.5 second lead right now. I know it doesn't say that in the ticker, but I can promise you it's a 7.5 second lead. Also, guys, we've got a new look ticker here for this race this evening. We're trying out different things constantly, and that is one of the new things we're trying out is the new look positional ticker. At least the border for it. And I do actually like it. Nice and simple and effective. And it just works. Now we see the 13 Travis Massier trying to make a move on the inside of Ken Campbell into the penultimate corner. Gets the move made. Gave plenty of room to Ken if he wanted to come down, but Ken also being very generous with the room that he left for Travis. A lot of racing respect going on here on the track between a few of these drivers. It looks like the 57 is back on track. And I think 57 just made another mistake. Let's see what happened to Tommy Bordeaux coming up here through the S's. I saw this on my little mini map. Coming through the final S. And, ooh, that's a big loose. That's a very big loose. Does he keep it off the wall? No, he gets into the wall. Oh, even a little tap into the outside wall. That's no good. There's Kyle Kraus now. Just sitting in behind the lap down car of Thomas Harmon. 2 laps down, in fact, is Thomas Harmon. It looks like we also already have a couple of DNFs. Corey Williamson is out. Sean Peachin is out. And Tommy Bordeaux is now officially out as well. We've got Thomas Harmon 2 laps down. And John Lozelle in the pits, but 3 laps down. Soon to be 4, I would imagine. John Lozelle obviously caught up in that lap 2 crash. Lap 2 or lap 3? Actually, no, I think it was lap 4. Yeah, lap 4. But that crash between Thomas Harmon, Tommy Bordeaux, and himself. We are 9 laps down into this 35-lap race. We're going to take this opportunity to go for a commercial break. When we come back, we will return to racing action, so make sure you guys stay tuned. What's up, guys? We are back here for the Racers Will Race at the Glen, here from the Watkins Glen International Raceway. We're currently looking at the hill of the boot section and the camping grounds in between the final corner and the hill of the boot. But we are back in live racing action as we are going to go and focus on our leader for a second, the Christian Budd, who has amassed a 10-second gap over Michael Watkins, who is currently P2. Gary Waterworth still sitting there in third, and that is still a fairly close battle between those two drivers, and I've clicked on the wrong driver there. There we go, 36 Michael Watkins. Only about a second between Watkins and Waterworth. So still a fairly close battle there in road racing perspectives. We've also got Matt Horton in fourth, Kyle Kraus in fifth. We're looking at Jonas Marquez at the moment and Chris Champeau. These guys in 9th and 10th at the moment. Travis Massio back in 11th. Oh, and Marquez goes wide. Chris Champeau and Travis Massio taking over those positions. Marquez now back in 11th, Massio back into the top 10 after making a mistake earlier and dropping out of the top 10. The field is starting to get pretty spread out here, and that includes the 50 of Christian Budd actually almost getting into the lap traffic. Let's jump back on with Christian here. We're actually going to go into his gyro cam as he is catching up to the 5 car of Mark Pensicar. The mark over there in the distance, that red dot. And look at how quickly that gap is closing. Let's have a look at Chris's eyes. Let's see if Chris is blinking. Oh, we can't see. He's got the dark visor on today. So there is Mark. Now what's Mark going to do here? Because we know Christian is close enough that he could make a lunge into turn 1. I don't think Christian would actually be that silly. Christian actually brakes really early. Allows Mark to run wide. And there we go. Past Mark, who is now in the mirror for Christian Budd. Oh, a little bit loose there as he hit the curb. Christian Budd getting a little bit wild and free there. Go back to Travis Massio in 10th. And it looks like he's lost touch with Chris Champeau there. Kyle Kraus in the 60, currently P5. James Watson less than a second behind him. Not sure if James is closing in or whether Kyle has been extending that gap. Like it's sitting fairly evenly here at 0.8 to a 1 second margin. Only fluctuating about 0.2 every time. Fairly warm day here in Australia today. Actually hotter than the ambient temperature in Sim. Currently at the time of doing this broadcast, sitting at about 30 degrees. And the ambient temperature in Sim, that's sitting at about 26, 32, oh no. Yeah, 32 degrees Celsius track. So the next question that I have is, when are pit stops going to happen? Because we're starting to get to that part of the race where these drivers will be starting to think about pit stops. So it would be a question of, do you try and get an undercut to have fresher tyres for the guy you're racing against? Or do you stay out for the overcut and try and run longer on lower fuel? Also the question of, do you even need to pit? All those questions will be revealed here in next 5 to 10 laps, I would imagine. Well, James Watson has gone wide off of the penultimate corner. He's now lost a position to Kyle Kraus. In fact, I think he was still behind Kyle, so nothing lost, nothing gained there. Looking at Ken Campbell in the 15. And he's been closing up to Chris Champeau. Actually, no, Chris Champeau's gotten around him. But Chris Champeau on a little bit of a charge here. And that's not actually too surprising, because Chris Champeau is a 17-15 I rating driver here on the road side of things. Michael Watkins getting around the lap car of Mark Pentecup. The 22 Gary Waterworth going to follow suit. Oh, not quite. There we go on the exit of the carousel. Got him. This battle between Watkins and Waterworth continues. Oh, Mark. That's not how you take the penultimate corner, mate. That is far too wide. As the 15 of Ken Campbell actually letting Travis Massier by here. There's a change position for 9th and 10th. And Waterworth actually appears to be closing in here a little bit on Watkins. There's Matt Horton behind John Lozelle. Like he got a little bit checked up there in turn 2, the first part of the S's. Thomas Harmon there as well. And I think John Lozelle actually back on track as well now. He is currently in 17th. Oh, well, we're looking at John Lozelle. I'm an idiot. John Lozelle actually just came out of the pits. And he just needs to make one overtake to gain a position. And that'll be on the 57 of Tommy Bordeaux. There is Horton catching up to the 5 of Pentecup now. But this is the battle that we're going to continue to watch. Battle between the 22 and the 36. Let's go on the gyro cam here of the 22 car. These guys could benefit from a little bit of pit strategy in their battle. Obviously, one would benefit over the other. As it looks like the 50 of Christian Budd continuing to encounter some more lap traffic as well. But look at how much Waterworth is closing in. Oh, blink out there for Watkins. You heard Waterworth was extra out of the throttle there because he didn't want to run into Watkins while he was blinked out. Look at the closing rate there going into turn 1. I reckon the move might be on here coming into the carousel, not into the carousel, into the bus stop. Because Waterworth is close enough to try and make that move stick. Oh, and blink out again goes Watkins. This is actually really not good for Waterworth with Watkins blinking out like that. Because as a driver, it throws off your concentration a little bit. And of course, especially in a league race setting like this where pretty much everyone knows each other and they're all friendly, you don't want to take out a guy that you respect. Looks like we're also starting the green flag pit stop cycle with the 2 of Chris Champeau coming into the pits. And we are halfway, 18 laps down, sorry, 17 laps down. Oh, it is 18. 18 down, 17 to go. As the 2 of Chris Champeau comes out of the pits, there is a change for P2 as Watkins ran wide and Waterworth took the advantage and the position. And now they are separated by the lapped car of Chris Champeau. Now let's see if Chris is going to move out of the way here for the 36 car. Oh no, Watkins sliding into the side of Chris Champeau. And you can tell Watkins not happy about that whatsoever. Doing a 360 in the dirt in disgust, and he has dropped all the way down to 4th. In fact, I think he might have a flat tire after that. He's got some damage, that's for sure. Oh yeah, he does. He's got a left front flat tire. See the way it's leaning over on that left front side. Oh, so that's horrible for Watkins. After looking so good, it's all gone wrong. There is Matt Horton in the 3. I'm not sure whether that 360 was because he was just disgusted at himself for getting sideways like that on entry to the bus stop. Whether he was thinking that Chris should have picked up and moved out of the way for him since Chris was a lap down. Those are questions that I do not personally know the answer to. And we probably won't find out. Oh, we got a blown up car here. Who is that? Is that Chris? It is Chris. That's the 2 car, Chris Champeau. Let's see what happened here to Chris. Coming through the S's, he is fine. Slow it down on the 3rd part of the S's here. Car's looking alright. Oh, he's gotten loose. He's drifting it through that last part of the S's. He hits the curb. And, oh, the big crunch on the front end. I wonder why he was smoking like that. His engine went boom. There goes his front bumper off to the side of the track. Oh, that is unfortunate. Champeau. Focus back in on the racing again. We're looking at Waterworth and Horton. Actually, no, it's just Horton and Lizelle. Horton in the 88 car scored as the 33 in your standings. Currently P3 with the unfortunate exit of Watkins. And John Lizelle, 11 laps down, currently in 17th. Looks like they're maintaining themselves quite nicely here at the moment. Right, it looks like the majority of the field is strung out a little bit here. Go check in on the 26 car of Joseph Weaver. Actually in a battle with Jonas Marquez. These guys battling it out for 8th. They've also got Christian Budd barreling down behind them. In fact, I think Christian has just come in for his pit stop. Christian is in for his scheduled green flag stop. We're going to go back to focusing on crashes now. And I think James Watson is out of this race. Not sure what happened to him. He has gone a lap down and his name is in yellow on one of my standings. I think James Watson, OUT, out of this race after looking all right earlier in the race. As we now have just 14 laps left to run. And just behind these guys of Horton and Lizelle, you got Thomas Harmon and then Christian Budd. There's Christian Budd on screen behind Thomas. Thomas runs wide to allow the 50 of Christian Budd through. This is not good news for Thomas. Going to be a struggle bus worthy for sure, as he is now down in 13th and a lap down. Actually, no, he's 13th and 2 laps down. But Michael Watkins and Chris Champeau 3 laps down and in the pits. I think Watkins just pulled the plug. So Harmon is going to stay in 13th there. The current order is Waterworth, Horton, Budd, Kraus, Burgess, Massier, Campbell, Weaver, Marquez, and Isaacson as your top 10. Darren Sanchez in 11th, first car a lap down. Oh, Matt Burgess. No, what has happened to Matt Burgess here in the final corner? Let us have a gander at the 12 of Matt Burgess. Oh, it looks like this is going to be a very glitchy replay. Load it down to try and get rid of some of the glitchiness, but yeah. Things all look fine through the penultimate corner. And does he get the grass? Oh yeah, he just got the grass ever so slightly there on entry to the final corner. And he kept it off the inside wall, which is good. Well done there for the 12 of Matt Burgess. Oh, he got it. He ended up hitting it as he was getting going again. He still holds position over Travis Massier, as things have gotten really glitchy right now, and I think iRacing is about to crash. Yep, iRacing just crashed. So we're going to go to an ad break here, and hopefully we'll be back soon. And we are back from that impromptu break. Welcome back to the races, racing at the Glen, here from the Watkins Glen International Raceway. And we are currently working lap 25 to 35, so we've got just about 10 laps left to run in this race. And there is your leader, Christian Budd, who's just put a lap back down on Jaron Sanchez. And is about to put a lap back down on Frank Isaacson. Gary Waterworth is actually still leading the way, but we're looking at Christian because he's going to work out to be the leader again. If Gary Waterworth is to pit, he hasn't done so yet. Maybe he's trying to go the rest of the way, but we'll have to wait and see how it's going to work out. He's only got 10 seconds over Christian at the moment. And to save enough fuel to go all the way to the end, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. But we'll have to wait and see. We're going to go focus on crashes again. We're looking at Marquez trying to close in on Joseph Weaver. As we go back now to the 2 of Chris Champeau, just in front of the 13 of Travis Massier. And actually, no, it's Matt Burgess, not Chris Champeau. I'm an idiot. They're closing in on the 5 of Mark Pentecoff. Matt, very late lunge to the inside there. I thought for a second Mark was going to go to the inside there. Oh, Matt through the grass. That's not how you're supposed to do it. And now that's put Mark Pentecoff through the grass. Oh, just about contact with the 13 of Massier. Oh, that was very close quarters racing right there. That is not what you want to see happen. And I'm just doing some PC monitoring things. I can see what causing all this, and it looks like we are nearly maxed out on CPU usage. That is why things are going a little bit south here. iRacing is a very CPU intensive game. Also, CPU is hot. Makes sense. Matt Burgess and Travis Massier here battling it out for the 5th and 6th positions. And I don't actually have a representation of where they qualified. I can't even tell you how many positions each of them has made or not. But there is Christian Budd looming in the background of the 64 of Jonas Marquez. And Marquez actually up in the 7th position. So he could very possibly be going a lap down here very shortly. And there he goes. He is now officially a lap down. Next person on Christian's Budd list of people to overtake will be Gary Waterworth for the lead. So let's jump on board the 50 car and watch him catch up to Waterworth here. Now we're not going to be playing around with the gyro cam in this one. We're just going to watch the close-in rate of fresh tyres versus old tyres. There you go, Waterworth actually lost a lot of time there through the carousel. 1.2 seconds in that second sector alone. Includes bus stop and carousel. Matt Horton still currently sitting in third. I'm just trying to see where Matt Horton is on track. There he is. He's come out of the final corner. Kyle Kraus just a little bit behind him. We'll have to keep a little bit of an eye out on that battle. In here, the absolutely punishment that Christian Butt is putting those tyres through in the S's. He's close enough to make a lunge. Is he going to? No, not this time. Go back outside the car. Watch this battle unfold for the lead. All to the inside of the carousel, is he? Can he make it stick? Not this time. Is he looking to the outside of penultimate corner? No, nothing doing there. In fact, he lost a little bit of ground there in the penultimate corner. To the final corner now, coming on the front straight. Going to have just 5 laps left to go when they get to the start-finish line. Gary Waterworth trying to no-pit strategy. There we go, we're officially on 5 to go now for our 2 leaders. Now where will Christian make the move? That is the million-dollar question. There's a lap car ahead of them. It's the 5 of Mark Pentecoff. They both go to the inside. So the move is not going to be on for the 50 car this time. At 22 of Waterworth definitely holding on strong. We'll have to see if he's going to go to the defensive line here again. See Waterworth using all the available track he can with his older tyres. And, you know, to be fair, Waterworth actually putting up a really great fight here, despite the fact of being on older tyres. Oh, and around the outside, in the final part of the S's, goes the 50 of Christian Budd. Coming on the outside for the start of the bus stop, but the next 2 corners are in his favour. Oh! Oh no, double mistakes for both leaders. Waterworth has gone around. Christian Budd has taken the lead. There's Waterworth getting back going again. He is going to maintain second. Long way back to the 33 of Matt Horton in third. But that all started with both of them going very deep into that corner. Budd went a little bit less deep than what Waterworth did. And Waterworth went for a spin. 50 of Christian Budd just got a little bit sideways there on the entry to the bus stop. But if Waterworth could have held that, he could have had a big lead. Now we only have 5 cars left on the lead lap. Only our top 5 currently sitting in on the lead lap. Last of which is 12 of Matt Burgess, who's only just going through the carousel now. There he is. So probably not that far between himself and the 50 of Christian Budd. Let's go and check out distance between our third and fourth place drivers. So there is Matt Horton in the 33. And here is the 60 Kyle Kraus. He's just come out of the S's. So about half of this back straightaway is the distance between those two drivers. So it could be an interesting finish for them. Now looking at 33, Matt Horton getting around. The 24, Frank Isaacson coming out of the carousel. 2 laps left to run in this race. This is the Racers Will Race at the Glen. Got no specific number for this race. It's just Racers Will Race at the Glen. Okay, kicking it old school with that one. This is, of course, a 35-lap race, of which we are on the penultimate one. It's Jonas Marquez, currently P6, holding off Ken Campbell and Travis Massia. For 2 seconds back to Ken Campbell. In fact, that battle behind him is pretty close between Campbell and Massia. Have a quick squiz at it. There they are. Only 0.4 of a second between these two. Big braking effort from the 13. Almost too much. And he's going to lose a lot of time for that. He's going to lose a ton of time. In fact, they have caught up a little bit here to Marquez as well. But that's not what we're going to be looking at. Coming out of the corner for the penultimate time. Here's the 50 of Christian Budd, your leader. And he is coming on to the white flag. Last lap, last chance to win it or wear it. Here for the Racers Will Race at the Glen. Here from the Watkins Glen International Raceway. Just look at how smooth he is now, that he's not battling anyone. He's got these fresher tires, and he's just chilling. Coming through the bus stop for the final time. Just nice and easy. He's not even pushing it. He's just cruising at this point in time. Here he comes into the penultimate corner and then into the final corner. Your winner here for the Racers Will Race at the Glen is going to be clean and clear the 50 car of Christian Budd, and by 20 seconds. Here's Gary Waterworth. He's currently holding off this snarling pack of drivers who are a lap down, battling behind him. It's our 6th, 7th, and 8th battle behind him. Oh no! Ken Campbell out of the final corner has gotten it all wrong and gone sideways. Gary Waterworth finishing P2. See if we can find Matt Horton. Where is he at? Oh no, has Matt Horton run out of fuel? Oh, travesty for Matt Horton. Kyle Kraus has actually finished in front of him in 3rd. And Matt Horton is OUT out of fuel, coasting across the line. He has done a Jaron Sanchez. Let's go look for Matt Burgess. There he is. He is on his final lap. And he will be the last person to finish this race. But he will be in P5. As he comes through the final couple of corners for the final time. Sounds like he's out of fuel as well. And he is. Matt Burgess is out of fuel as well. He has also done the Jaron Sanchez. Wow, what a finish to this race. 2 drivers running out of fuel at the line. Incredible scenes. Now, guys, we're not going to do driver interviews, but I do have to still figure out who our hard charger is, and we'll get a quick snapshot of the top 3 in this race. So make sure you guys stay tuned after the break. We will be kicking off with that, so make sure you guys stay tuned. All right, guys, it's time for our Hard Charger Award winner. And today's Hard Charger is quite a surprise, actually. I'm pretty sure this is the first Hard Charger Award he's actually won. But our Hard Charger Award winner for today, presented by Gladiator, is going to be a 5th place finisher, the 12 of Matt Burgess. And Matt started all the way back in, 13th, and finished in 5th, so he gained +8 for the race. Incredible effort there from Matt Burgess in the 12 car. Now we'll move on to our 3rd place getter. And today's 3rd place getter was, of course, the 60 of Kyle Kraus. And what a great finish that was. Unfortunately, Matt Horton running out on the final stretch, and Kyle Kraus taking advantage of that and coming home with the P3. 2nd place goes to the incredibly unlucky Gary Waterworth there in the 22 car. Gary put up one hell of a fight, but unfortunately made a mistake at the very wrong time. And I think this is the end of the race here. Celebratory things at the end of the race. So, yeah, he's doing some burnouts. And your winner, the 50 of Christian Budd, who you can see is well and truly celebrating in this one. So I tried to go back in the laps, but obviously I'm an idiot. So there you go. That is your Hard Charger Award winner and your top 3 here for the Races Will Race at the Glen. So guys, thank you for coming out and watching the broadcast here today. I thought using a replay, we weren't going to get a throughput on the server, but hey, sometimes that is just the way of the internet, and obviously my internet just really hates me. So guys, I hope you stay tuned. Next week, we are... Where are we going? Going somewhere. Gonna quickly bring up our schedule. So next week, we are going to be going to the Nashville Fairgrounds, and that one will be for the Champ Speed Shop 150. 150 laps around the Nashville Fairgrounds. Be an absolutely awesome spectacle. We hope to see you guys there. So until next week, when we go to Nashville, guys, I've been your commentator, the Aussie Sim commentator, and I'll see you guys next week.